Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Okie. I had some chicken. I got a drink. Oh, I left my coffee. I'll be right back. Let me grab my coffee. Okie doke. I got up to get my coffee, and then I started washing some dishes, and then I forgot my coffee, and then I got up again to grab my coffee. Now I'm back. Having said all that, it's starting to be self-evident that I may not be in the right headspace for this, but we're gonna try. We're gonna try and get some Babel.js working here. So we're trying to get this tile to show right in our build. This is our build right now. I reverted back to this because I feel like what we were trying to accomplish was not happening in the manner that we wanted it to. So I think we're gonna go back, and we were using DeepSeek, but I don't think that that's working the way we want it to. So we're gonna actually go back to Babylon.js here, and look at the documentation. And I think we're in a place where we could get these things to work. So this is like supposed to be the docs, but it's not. I feel like this is like I'm looking for just the APIs. API docs. There we go. So I think this is where we're going to start with. So we're just going to go through. Image file template. There's Vite. So we'll look at this a little bit. Source main. So yeah, it's just generating a canvas. So that's what we're already doing. We're building this in React. So we're gonna see if there's other. Maybe I will go back to this. So let's just go back. I like that this kind of gave us. Yeah, let's. You know what I'm gonna do? This is what I'm gonna do. Is we're gonna get rid of the actual game elements that this thing already made for us. I don't like how it was kind of generated anyways. So we're gonna get rid of this. Okay, so it's using these refs. It doesn't really need to use refs. Because I feel like it's using ref in a way that's supposed to be using state. Or maybe this is a newer thing. Any mutable value around. Interesting. Okay, well this is interesting because usually I would use state over use ref. But that's one way to do it. See this right here where it says use ref black, we're gonna get rid of this for sure because we're not. Our game's gonna be different in that it's not gonna keep track of whose turn it is. It's just gonna be kind of anyone could start a turn. So we're basically what we're focused on right now is I want to see the board and go from there. Well, you know what? Maybe I can get it to yeah, because what I kind of want to do is get rid of this on pointer down, right? I think this is like the simplest element. So this should just show us just a grid, right? Let's see. Yeah, so this is just a grid. We can move the grid around. That's the basic of what we wanted to start with. And then like, see now when you click, it doesn't do anything. So I think the next step is yeah, I think we're just gonna go kind of I think yeah, let's see if we could just plop in. I guess we don't need PGM open right now. I don't think we need. I'm just gonna close a few things. Let's quit. Okay, just get some focus here. So this built us a board. Let's just look over this code, see if we understand what's going on. So we have a canvas ref. I just got rid of the stones. We're not going to bother with stones right now. So I'm sorry, I was just reading this to myself. So we start a new engine. So we got that. I don't like that this is all in just so if the canvas riff current, if there's no current canvas, just return the use effect. So this will keep running until we actually get a current one. And then we say we get a new engine. And then the other thing we gotta note is this only happens allegedly once, because it's empty here. We're not looking for different values. So this will only happen on the initial render. I would like this all right here to just be a new function. See, it knows what I want. I'm just gonna dump this in here. And we're gonna say keep it nice and clean. And then the other thing I'm probably going to do, just because I don't usually write in this kind of syntax, I'm actually going to add brackets. I usually like it I usually use a lot of shorthand, but when it comes to logic, where it's like trying to do some action, I usually break that down. So this should show us the grid again. Let's see if we see a grid. Yes, we still have the grid. So it's doing what I want. We're just going to take baby steps until we get to where we want to be, I think. So now we're seeing the grid. Now we dumped everything outside of this use effect to its own initialization function. And here's create board. So what we're going to end up doing is, okay, so let's see what we got. We got arc rotate camera. So it picks a space to kind of start the camera. And then we have attach control. So I think we have some basic camera controls that we're attaching here. And then we're adding a new light. I'm going to, well, we're not going to mess with light yet. Because I think what we want to do is we want to, does this create lines, This is just making a material. So we could, looks like this is just RGBs. So we could change that. Let's change that to like, so we get RGB. So here we go. Here's some values we could use. Let's go with titanium or cobalt. Let's go with this cobalt. 662655. So let's go back to this guy because we're doing Two 665. What was the other value? 662. I can't read that anymore. Oh, it's over here. 662 655 634. 622 655 634. All right. So that goes from that wood. It should now look metallic-y, kind of. Yeah, there we go. So now it's great. So we're learning how this is kind of working. I would like, I don't like that this is just 3 different arguments. I wish this was an object so I could just toss them in. So we made a new material called board material. So this is just setting the colors. This is setting a width and height. Create ground. So we created some ground in the scene. Right, and then we're putting grid lines on top of it. So I'm actually going to get rid of these grid lines. And then we're going to actually make this bigger. I think we're going to do 64 by 64. No real reason. It's just I want to make sure that there's enough pieces in there for it to Okay, so now we screwed something up. What did we screw? I think I forgot to close something here. I guess we'll keep the grid lines for now, just to make sure that every... you know what I could do? I'm gonna do this. Yeah, it knows what I'm thinking. I guess we should do spaces. Let's do grid size. Alright, 64. And then every place where we have 19, that's gonna be 64. That's gonna be grid size now. And then right here. So now I'll just automatically generate a grid depending on the size that we want based off of this value up here. I'm also gonna clean this up. This drives me nuts. When there's more than 3 things on this, then I end up having to do this just because it's easier to follow for me. And I may mess with this, like, I don't know, this build's not super clean, but normally I would also alphabetize those. Just for my own, like, just so I could see it. Okay, so we got that going. So I think the first step is we have the ground. So I think what I want to try and do is figure out how to place... Yeah, let's take a look at our ground here. I want to know how to place... And then the grid's kind of hard to... That's interesting. What it did. That is not what I expected it to do. What is our... Because what was it before? 18? I think we're just going to do this. I think this needs to be half grid size, half grid size. Though we're probably going to delete this, but it's probably good to have it just for as a reference as we move forward. And then the other thing is, can I make the... I don't know if I can make the points thicker. I guess not. That's fine. Just going by vector 3s. I don't know what I'd have to see what the values are for vector 3s. Okay, yeah, that's right. So we figured that out. Now we can just dynamically build our grid board here. But that's not quite what we want. We're probably gonna make right now. You see, like I'm clicking. It's going. Ooh, what is this? That's not what I wanted. And this is the event we're building it for. I clicked too far. I clicked too close to the sun. Hi John Morrison. Hi Lee. I am playing with adding in a little game. So this is like a LARP menu at a Cyberpunk event that I'm doing. And what we're going to do is we're going to try and make like a 3-person game of Go where each faction could put down a tile. And it doesn't matter what order they could put them in. They'll just like try and they can only like there's gonna be like 300 people playing, right? So each person can just put down a tile. So they're gonna have to communicate where they put their tiles at to kind of grab space. But right now we just have a grid, and I'm about to see if I could put like an actual like asset onto the board here. And this is like, I haven't messed with 3D development in a while, because this is all the rest of this build. This is all HTML, JavaScript, right? And another thing I have it doing is you scan your RFID, pop up this so I have a built-in RFID scanner element to this as well. So what's going to happen is when you get to this, it's going to give you some menu items, manipulate this grid. is the idea. So I think that's where we're at now. So what I wanted to do, and I was using DeepSeek to help me here because when I learn things, it's easier for me if I make it fun. So I was asking DeepSeek, how would I dump in an asset? So I'm going to try it again because it gave me some older method that didn't quite work. And then the files we're using are, let me look at our build here, right? We're using this GLB file. This is my timeline. So I'm basically in this last week now. It's like, okay, well, we got 1 week to get something cool done. So that's what we're doing right now. We just got this 1 week to kind of cram everything in. What am I looking for? Oh yeah, so I was talking to DeepSeek. I want to know. So this is an older way to do it. So once it's done, I'm going to remind it again that that is not correct. I'm going to look at this because this is what's screwing it up. Right, if I click on this, it's going to say deprecated. I think we want look at this example. Okay, so we got a skull. How is this different? Oh, 2. I'm a little confused. So I kind of learned from it by example, and I'm not seeing like importing lot. Let's just try this. I think I need to teach DeepSeek here. Sorry, I'm getting a little confused here. This may take a moment to see what it does. Mesh assets. Okay, so that was actually pretty quick. Okay, I think what we need is this part here. I think I'm going to add that. So we create the board, put it here. And then let's look back at what DeepSeek says here. Assets manager comes from this guy up here, Spirit Assets Manager. And then I don't know what our folder here, it's called GLBS, and we want to load floor tile. I don't know what this value is. Let's ask it. Okay, that's cool. Ask DeepSeek to explain itself here. Hi, Pseudo. Welcome, Pseudo. Pseudo hacks. Wrong computer. That's right. I have two computers here. One for streaming. And I have two keyboards. And I don't know what I'm doing here. I see we have a Pseudo. How you doing? We're playing with the DeepSeek to try and build some 3D modeling. Okay, so load environment, load char. Oh, so it's just a generic name for the task. You could have just told me that. Oh, I did. That was the first thing it says. Okay, I just got to read the top thing it says, apparently. Label for text. It's just a reference. Okay, cool. So it's a reference. Load everything if it's empty. Path to the files and the file name. Okay, so let's give this a go. It should just work. It should just work at this point. I don't see it just working. Do you see the asset? I don't see the asset. What does it say here? It says load failed. Not found. Okay, so it's looking. It's not looking where the code is. This is fine. This is acceptable. What it wants us at is we're just gonna cut this from here, and it actually wants it in the public folder, which is fine because we're not really messing with those. So now if we refresh this, it might actually load, I think. Now it failed again because it's looking for localhost glbs 4. I just moved it though. Did I make a typo? I think I made a typo though. Yeah, I think it's just a typo at this point. Let's try this one more time. Nope. Oh, look, it claims it loaded. Okay, because it's here is no longer red. So it found it, it loaded it. It's just not showing it now. So now we gotta make it show. I'm also asked DeepSeek, how do we hide? Because I don't want the logo to show every time. I didn't put it in fancy words. Interesting. Okay. So this is, I could just make a screen for it. So I may do that later. Yeah, because I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add like something to make it seem like you're hacking the system for a second. And change that loading screen. Well, that's okay. So this is the asset we're trying to show. We don't have it loaded. It found the file. It's not showing the file. So I think we need to go back to look at our code here. So we loaded it. So maybe I'll just and we're just vibes coding a little bit here. So I'm just kind of like, I don't want to think about it too hard. Let's go back to the previous. Yeah. Boop doop doop doo. Let's see what DeepSeek tells us to do using AI to vibes code. It's vibes coding away, so it says what's method one? After scene loader. Oh, I could just then result it. Let's just do that. Oh, but this is old. That's not what we want. I think we want method 3. I think method 3 is what we want. On success. Oh, see, it's trying to right here. So let's try. This should just put it center on load. So let's see if that does it. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Because I don't think it's a vector 3. On test. Because it says floor tile here. So I'm a little confused. I'm wondering, where are we rendering the board? We're rendering the board here. So I'm going to just comment out this go board for now. I want to see if that's screwing it up somehow. Yeah, so like at this point we should see a tile on the screen. Let me bring that back. I'm just going to console log out, test, loaded mesh. See if this is undefined or not. That's really what I'm checking to see if there's a value there. Because that'll tell me if the AI screwed up or not. Okay, here we go. Undefined. Okay, so I need. Okay, so it looks like it needs the importer. Did I accidentally get rid of it? Okay. So that's on me. I had to import and I did not use it. So where is this guy? I got rid of this guy. I need this guy. And then maybe this will work though? Maybe this will actually work. That'd be kind of cool if we see it. Okay, it says it's there. Oh, there it is. There it is. It's huge. I can't zoom out. It's doing something. Look at that. I think we're like inside the tile. The tile is above us or something. So I think we're going to mess with this a bit. Camera. I don't know how to zoom out here. Pi, I don't want to mess with this. I'm going to just change this to 50 instead of 15. And hopefully that's the zoom out. Yeah, because the tile, I think the tile is above us. I think the tile is really huge. How do we set... If I could, I need to scale down this tile. I'm going to change this back to 15 because I don't think that's the issue. So I think at this point the issue is... and I can ask DeepSeek this because now me and DeepSeek are vibing a bit. Almighty scaler of the digital realms. Lerp. So scale, we have 0, 0, 0. So I think we're just gonna try and see if we could scale it in half. Well, let's do a quarter of this size. See what it is. I think this is gonna be interesting because I feel like everything's gonna be a weird scale. I don't feel like that's scaled down at all. It's weird to see that I loaded the asset because that's supposed to be this guy, right? How's it look on the bottom? See, it looks fine. So I feel like we're like inside it. Yeah, we're inside it. Look at that. That makes so much sense. Because that's the inside. So we're like stuck inside it. That's what's going on. That's wild. I gotta figure out how to talk back on Twitch. Because I miss Pseudo. Let me try something real quick. I think that's my password. Nope. Oh, well, I'll have to mess with this later. I'm not gonna go any further trying to... I'm just gonna... Let's see if it lets me multi-stream text in here. Did that send it to... Okay, that's sent it to Twitch. That's just weird. I don't know why let me text one and not the other, but that's... Okay, so what's happening is, yes, it is loading our asset. But like, and we've identified too that it's loading it. We're like on the inside of the asset, which is weird. Also, whose house is this? Why are we in Venice? Why is it? Why are we in Venice? What the hell? I don't know what's going on here. That's bizarre. So it's cool. We're loading our asset, but we're not. Let's see if we can make it even smaller. We're like stuck inside the asset now. So we got a lot to learn here, but we're making progress. We're still just huge inside this thing. I don't know how to get out. I also don't know why it's so huge. Yeah, I don't... Let's make this 150 and see if that matters. Because I think the first one is like the angle. Oh, I think that did something. Yeah, at least now we're outside, but we're not outside enough. This ass is just loading really huge. So if I do like 500, I think then we can actually see. Yeah. So there's our asset. We got a tile in there. I just don't know how to scale this tile down. This tile's really huge. And then I guess we got to work on lighting because the lighting's really off, but that's kind of neat. Good. Show the boys my progress. boys must be informed. If I could find. Okay, so I guess we'll ask DeepSeek. See if we get some answer here. Okay, so 1 unit is 1 meter. So 0.1 is 1 meter. Okay, we'll start there. That's good to know. Because I have, what do we put? 0.25. So even this is too big. So this is supposed to be a meter. So now the thing should be a meter square, I think. Right. This is 10 meters by 10 meters is 10. Okay, so 1.111 would just be a meter. So, okay, that's good to know. This is what we kind of should want. So our tiles should be a meter square, I think. Because we kind of want to build, if it's going to be a corridor, so we mainly, we'll think about this because we'll probably want, because I want like that, the concept is like, it's going to be enough room to put like a factory item. So like, I kind of want each tile to be, I have to go measure what it, like, actually just that's DeepSeek. Where is it? I don't know this conversion off the top of my head. I typed it wrong. It's not gonna let me fix it. So about 3048. So if we want the tile to be like 10 feet by 10 feet, it's telling us that this value should be 3 to see a single tile. So then I think what we also need is our camera. I'm going to ask it to see if it can fix our camera. And we want to view at least 100 meters. It's gotta be more intelligent than me because I can't spell intelligent. Why is intelligent? What would be the camera position to view at least 100 meters of ground? Babylon.js. I misspelled it. It knows I'm making typos. Oh, visionary architect of digital realms. Let's toss this in for the camera. I don't remember. Last time I was playing with field of view was like years and years and years ago. So let's do this. And I believe I could just hit. Nope, wasn't that button. Nope, wasn't that button. Nope. I could have sworn I could have just hit like Command Shift F. No, I knew it yesterday. I don't know why I don't remember. There we go. It's Option Shift, not Command Shift. Okay, so let's see what we got now. I'm gonna move this all the way over here. Can we see our tile? Yeah, why is it? See, our tile must not be. For whatever reason, I don't think our tile is loading in as like 1 meter. I think the camera's better now. Yes, it's not. I don't know what's going on there because I even changed those values and it does nothing. So I think let's get rid of all these values, see if it complains. Because it could just simply be that the particular tile I chose does not seem to on the scale. I guess we could ask DeepSeek about this. Yes, this is what I tried. Oh, you know, it's dot scaling. Because we're doing task load missions position. I think that's what it is. That's what it is. There are two different attributes to that mesh, that one particular mesh. So now when we take a look, hopefully we see a smaller, no, we don't. Why don't we see a smaller tile? Well, I guess 111 would be, we'll just do 0.1. Okay, there we go. So it's just way oversized. Because the size that we wanted at is technically this, I think, and this is technically going to be a meter for us. Yeah. Okay, now it's on our board. And now we're super high. So that means for this particular tile, we kind of probably just want this. Yeah, it's just bizarrely super resized. And then we got zoom. We're gonna change this back to, we don't need 15, but I think we're gonna do 50. Actually, let's do half of that, 60. What do we got? Okay, that, can I zoom? It won't let me zoom now. Well, that's closer to what we actually want. We don't want the user to actually be that zoomed out. I think by default we had 15 here. And then we'll go and do 30. Yeah, this is more or less what we want. So you can see this tile is not offset now. So the idea is now we're gonna make, I think I'm gonna zoom it in even more. We're gonna do, let's do 10. I'll make it so we only zoom to 5. Yeah, that's gonna be about right. Because what's gonna happen is they're gonna click, and then it's gonna color up that tile for them. Well, that's wonderful. So I think my next step is, now that we got a asset in there and it's scaled correctly, finally, I think my next step is going to be to try and get the other assets in there and see if I could just have it load instead of just one tile. Well, I guess maybe before I jump around to different tiles types, I'm going to try and just get it to tile. Okay, so let's copy this code in. Actually, let's save this, and then we're gonna go to DeepSeek. And we'll just consult the DeepSeek. We're gonna load in our file. Factory 4 game. Why is DeepSeek? I like treating it like a sage. Actually, so I have it loading an asset, and I have it a grid, and I'm going to see if I can just have it automatically tell me, okay, this is how you make that grid jump over all these assets. I kind of know already, but I want it to tell me. Interesting. Okay, well, that's a way to do it. Let's see how it works. So it's telling me remove the grid line creations. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of the grid lines. That's step 1. I like that though. If it wants me to get rid of it. Where's the song get rid of it? Let me read that again. for let I is grid size. Okay, so it literally wants to get rid of all this. Okay, goodbye. There goes my grid. And then what does it say to do? Tile the model in a grid. So I think we're going to take this concept and we're just going to do I guess we're getting rid of this board as well. Right. Let's take a look at this code again. That's grid. So guess we're getting rid of this too here. I think this is gonna go. Well, I guess this can go. Yeah, this will need to go after the mesh manager now. Well, no. I guess no. I take that back. This would actually go here. We're gonna just rename it and create floor to create board to create floor. And what we're gonna do is down here. What's trying to get me to do is get rid of this, and we're just gonna say create floor task. Okay, so that technically should then run all this. Let's take another look at what we're doing. Optimize with instancing. Instantiate tile. What's the difference? Why didn't it just tell me to do that to begin with? Tile template, tile instance. So what's going to happen is we're going to go through and generate the tiles, but then what we're going to do is we're going to change the color of the tiles based on what faction they approve, and then we're going to add in some warehousing looking, like it's going to look like a warehouse when we're done, and people are going to be able to like try and the idea is they're going to try and capture assets by powering them up. So I'm gonna take a quick break because I'm out of all my fluids. I'm gonna get some more coffee and I'm gonna get some more water. I'll be right back and we'll see if we can actually get this grid to work. Just be real quick. I'm just gonna go grab a coffee. It's like right there. Un momento. Alrighty. I got more fluids. I'm good to go. Let's keep going, guys. With my mighty one viewer. It's me and you, buddy. Okay, so let's just see if this did anything. Like, see if it's broken first, I guess. So this should. I might have to clean up the screen. Oh, now it's not loading at all. Ah, we really broke it. Yeah. That really broke it. Okay, let's try loading it one more time just to see if I get error. Nope, I can't even get to the error. It's like crashing. That's fine. So let's I still gotta toss that in real quick. Okay, so it's horribly broken. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna try and get, even though this is not working right now. Okay, so where is? Does it give us the? Okay, this says it's the full updated code, but is this? Let's just do this real quick. This looks like the exact same code. Does not like that I passed that in. Oh, it could just be a mesh hash task. Okay, let's just do that. There we go. Oh, now it doesn't know what that is. There we go. So technically it should just do on success create floor. Does not seem to be doing that. So let's see what happens now. Yeah, my feeling is the reason why it's not able to do that is the logic's wrong. Right? Because it's saying when x is less than grid size is defined as 64 plus 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 clone tile, tile clone, tile template load meshes, template scaling, tile template set enabled false. I mean, this technically should work. I think what the issue is that maybe it doesn't like that. Like I'm going to put it how it has it, which is in this on success. And we're just going to cancel out this create floor. Right? Give that a go. But that should not really matter. Oops, that's DeepSeek. This goes forward. Yeah, okay, let's go back. Let's pop that up before we go forward. So we get error message now. Yeah, it's just crashing the page now. I'm gonna tell DeepSeek. So let's see if DeepSeek can fix itself. Fear not, I love what it says. Fear not, the page crash is but a temporary setback in request for the perfect tiled floor. Let us refine the incantation with error handling, performance fixes, and safer cloning. Behold the improved spell. Okay, so now it's just putting everything in a try-catch. Why didn't it just do that to begin with? Why didn't you do that to begin with, DeepSeek? And the reason... Okay, I'm going to copy this whole thing, but I'm going to probably toss this back into that create function I was doing, because you really don't want to do what it's doing here, which is just dumping everything in the onSuccess. I think, right? Mesh task onSuccess. We want it to actually be in this function here. Actually, I'll leave out that. Okay, it's failing yet again, but now it should at least try catch it. Oh, nope. I think at this point we're going to save it and upload the file again and see what it says. Someone messaged me. Okay. Interesting. Look at this. I like how it changed this to be a certain way. Let's toss this in. See what we got going on here. See if this crashes. Ah, looks like... Oh, it didn't crash. Oh, it's about to crash, though. It's essentially created from meshes with geometry. Okay. Okay, so that's why it's crashing. At least we know why it's crashing now. Let's refresh this guy. Oh, I got rid of the error. I guess I gotta look at the page again. Host, pop up the error messaging before we crash it. Yeah, see, that's the thing, is now it's giving me the error. So this is, whatever it did is a little better, but it's still not, still not great yet. This is looking better. May thy tiles not materialize without protest, and thy frame rate remain ever steadfast. Thank you, DeepSeek. Let's see if it works now. So basically, it's saying we need to replace. And again, I don't agree with the way it keeps doing this, but you know, it is what it is. On the on success, I want that to be a separate. See, already it's kind of screwing up because I want. No, that's tile template right here. Oh, but it's a const. See this? If it's going to do that, this can't be a const. This needs to be a let. There, so I fixed that. It looks so great. This is supposed to be the optimized best code, and it made a const instead of a let. So I don't know about this. You know, it's helpful, but it's a different way to do things for sure. Oops, not DeepSeek. So let's see if it crashes now. Oh, maybe it loaded? Task was done. Error excusing success callbacks. Okay. So the good news is it loaded a tile. The bad news is I don't think it did what we wanted. Tile load failed. Task was done. Error excusing. Okay, so I think half the problem is it doesn't like this tile that we're using. So I'm going to switch to tiles. Because like this was just supposed to be a placeholder tile, but it doesn't seem to be a great placeholder tile. So we're going to try a different tile. And the way that this wants to be is in our public folder here. We have GLBSs, we have floor tile GLB. We're just going to try and download a different tile. Because this one just doesn't seem to have all the values that we need it to have. So we're gonna try. I think this one looked cool, but I don't think this one had a download. No. And I wanted to use these guys, this guy's tile. Let's try this guy. Does this one have a download? Nope. This one, okay, I forgot there's a downloadable button. So these are actual tiles that you can download. Let's try this guy. Element 418 carousel. So we have floor tile, and then we have sci-fi modular. Oops, still on the right folder. So let's just see what happens when we try this. This guy right here. Let's see what happens now. Well, that's different. I don't think our... Yeah. Task was then error excusing on executive callbacks. So I didn't like that tile either. It doesn't like any of these tiles. I don't think okay, let's just undo all this. Because I feel like let's see what this does. I don't think it led us in the right path here, is what I'm concerned with. Yeah, now it's just breaking. Okay, so it thinks it's a mesh asset task, but it's not. So I think we gotta just ask it. Because we know we could dump in the asset, but I don't think it's doing it correctly. What are we doing on time? Okay, so we're at an hour and a half. I'm gonna probably do another half an hour, and then I may take another break after that. We it's kind of annoying because we did get this to actually load an asset, but then now it's like not quite working the way we wanted to. We get rid of all that. So let's just see if this loads. This should not take forever at this point. Do I still have mesh asset task? Assets manager, add mesh task. Let me look up the library for that. Their documentation is kind of weird. So passing the scene. Images, you can also do the same, but binary finals. So this, I think, will load anything. Okay, I think what are we doing? I think we're gonna call it for right now. I'm sorry to just do a bunch of like hour-long streams, but I think I need to sit and like kind of play with this. Vibes coding got us pretty far, but it's just not. I really have to just sit down and read some of this documentation now, and sitting and reading is not that interesting on stream. So I'm just gonna go sit in the chair and read for a bit. Okay, so thanks for joining. I'll try and do at least one more hour today. Probably like closer to like 5-ish. After I read some documentation, see if I get a little bit further. And yeah, hope you guys have a good day. Hope everything's wonderful with you guys, and see you around. I'm excited. I feel like this 3D stuff is like the cusp of me trying to do some cool, wonderful things. So I'm kind of excited to try this out and see where we end up. Okay, bye. Adios. Sayonara. Arrivederci. See you in a bit.